Welcome to the MK Report. My name is Steffany.
Oh, my name's Christian.
I started it over. Welcome to the Merakairos Report Podcast, the official podcast of the Merakairos ecosystem. Here we keep you connected to what's happening inside the MK Lab, introduce you to the makers building throughout the MK Makers Network, and explore the trends shaping the future of podcasting, content, and mission-driven brands. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the MK Report. My name's Christian.
I'm Steffany.
And today we got a few cool updates to share, along with some insights and what we're seeing in the world of podcasting, content, and community-driven brands.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're not in our usual studio.
We aren't. We're in the ARC set here at the lab. Speak on it. Why aren't we in the Legacy set today?
Why aren't we in the Legacy set is because we've had 2 bookings this morning.
Yes.
And so this set was being utilized by a longtime member, Ryan Smith, who is my SBA Loan Pro pod. But this is for his second pod.
It's for both now.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
He's looking to just utilize this. He really loves the comfortability of the chairs and just the openness that you get in this.
I like it too.
Yeah, and he wants to use the Legacy set more so for with Austin. Yeah,
so he had a couple of bookings. He took advantage of the Creator Plus Pass, which was a huge promo that we did for our grand opening, and he bought 2 of those.
Yeah.
So that is 20 episodes, pretty much, 20 sessions that it brought, because it was 10 each.
To use through December 31st. And we had it marked down for 60% off for the grand opening of the lab. And now we have it marked down for 30% off. If you want to go check that out, 10 episodes, $17.50, get a live mix, and 10 recording sessions.
Yeah, so I think today was
4th or 5th.
So he had 4th this morning and then 5th this afternoon.
Already.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
he hasn't been the most frequent. He kind of took a little bit of time through the spring and early summer, but now he's just hitting it hard.
Crazy.
He's hitting it so hard. I've never seen him go so crazy. Yeah. And he's doing another 2 next week.
Wow.
So yeah. And
so that is why we're here.
Yeah, that is why we're here in the ARC set. I love this set. I love doing this set with Frank on the Building Side by Side podcast. And then we also have another podcast coming up from Peerspace that's going to be in the Legacy set. They're going to be doing some podcast ads. They booked 4 hours for this weekend. And we'll see where that kind of turns into. Last week, we also had someone that didn't show up that was supposed to be in the Legacy set. They booked 4 hours. Yeah. But the lab's been in great use so far in all the different sets, predominantly in the Legacy set and the ARC set so far. And I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, this is my first time actually. Like I love these chairs. When I saw them, I was like, it's those chairs when we bought them.
Yeah.
And they're really comfortable.
Yeah.
But this is my first time being in the ARC set to record something. Right. Last time we did for It's About Graham Time, that was in the Sela set. There's so many sets.
We can do 5 different sets from this one room alone.
Yeah.
And we even switched the camera angles around to make it look like it's even a different set. So yeah, extremely versatile. If you're a brand or business owner or founder that, wants to have some podcast recording done, here at the MK Lab, you're welcome to pop up. Spy, when they come to film with us, they bring like these huge like backdrop boards that you would put at like a retail display, And so, you can make it like truly like as on brand for you as you want.
Yeah.
We have the
uplights,
the bookshelves behind us and the console table right here. We're like, if you're an author, you could be, popping up your books or whatever the case may be.
I mean, we just had Bub's Naturals in here. Yeah. And they utilize this behind us to throw in some other products.
Yeah, we got some free collagen out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you check out Bubs Naturals. Not a sponsor, hashtag, but we'll be working with them on a couple of other things. This past week, we had the 4th of July parade.
Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday. 250 years of American beauty.
Of freedom.
And freedom and grace. Land of the free because of the brave.
Yeah.
We got to walk with the Epicenter Teen Council members.
Mm-hmm. So there was a Mira Mesa parade in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And we were fortunate to be alongside different people showing out. So you had like Mira Mesa's athletics, but it was really the baseball team that came.
Baseball team, cheerleading. We also had some council members there. Kent Lee was there. Scott Peters was there. We had the Marine drum line there. We had the fire department, police department, police in training were there. The lowrider community was there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And then we also had like American Muscle people that were right in front of us that we got completely gassed out on. Let's see what else. I think that was pretty much it. But we were fortunate to be able to walk alongside the Epicenter Teen Council, and we're still continuing to actually walk alongside them, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, hopefully some programming to come between the MK Lab and the Epicenter. I'm stepping in now as another advisory board to the Teen Council, being able to host them here at the lab, to be able to hear their thoughts and see what kind of programmings they want to bring as a Teen Council to the Epicenter, which is something that like I've wanted for a really long time. I wanted to buy that building at one point, and build the MK Lab from there. But the county was able to do it for us. And so now I'm able to just work alongside with the county and hopefully we can create some really beautiful partnerships moving forward. Yeah.
You want to explore the youth programs?
Yeah. So some of the youth programs that we're looking to implement right now, at least for like a phase 1, is something that I brought up last night, is to do video production is a really popular one, right? Podcasting, those are really popular, just in demand things, especially for the youth as they want to like grow in YouTube and develop their brands and things like that. And even just from an arts side of things, like they really want to just explore the art and creativity behind podcasting and video production. So that's one thing. Culinary is another really popular one that we're going to be exploring for sure. There is a test kitchen that we're going to be building out from the Epicenter. And we also have a like CPR and health program that we're going to be looking to implement, and a music recording or rehearsal room. I think those are kind of like the top 3 to 4 that we're going to be looking to get started with, hopefully. We'll see where like budgeting and funding is from the county to get all of those programs and the durations of those types of programs in place. But that's at least what the Teen Council is going to be advocating for.
Gotcha.
So now we get the Teen Council to advocate on behalf of what the teens want in Mira Mesa at the Epicenter. And then the budget, or the county then, allocates a budget for it. And then they get the team members or contractors, to then spearhead those programs alongside with the Teen Council, is how that relationship dynamic works.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait for all that's to come with the Epicenter and then what we get to do within that. Sorry to pivot, but coming up, we also have something going on next week, Thursday, July 16th. That is our Content Studio Business Mixer.
Yeah, so this is an opportunity for those founders, business owners, brands, professionals, and creatives to be in the room, to network, to expand strategic partnership, and an opportunity to just connect and grow in alignment, to try to align some opportunities and grow your businesses together. It's not for everyone. These are for pretty qualified people per se that are seasoned in their trade. And if you want to show up, you show up, and that's what we do. You know, we're here to be makers in our community, to be change makers in our community. And so I want to be able to build a community around that. And whether it's one person in the room or whether there's hundreds of people in the room, like that's just what it's going to be, you know, that we are actually creating something that's bigger than ourselves.
Right.
And so not a lot of people are doing that, especially in this economy. You know, a lot of people are looking after themselves right now, and they're saving up for the rainy days because it's hard out here, especially in San Diego. But this content studio business mixer will open up the opportunity for those change makers to be in the room and to align the opportunities to go and do collective community change and growth together.
I like this. I like the change. It's coming from me, who is a little scared of change because I don't know what the next step is and what it may bring. But and I think that's with a lot of people too, is when it comes to their brand, when it comes to their businesses, when it comes to their own success. And this is just some, not all. I don't know if I should invest in that, put my time in that, put my money or resources in that, because I don't know what fruit will come of it. From what I've seen from the makers who do come in here, that there is always positive change.
Yeah, I mean, that's what really led to this whole Epicenter, like stepping into a deeper role as an advisory board member to help spearhead these programs and like give the resources and the tools and proximity to our network and all the things that we have to leverage for these teens. Like it came from that network night, you know, like after Brandon from the county and Ramel and Michelle coming here from the first mixer, they were like, yo, we still haven't gotten the keys to the Epicenter. Can we utilize this space to host the teen council? And I was like, okay, let's do it, you know? And then it's just like one thing leads to the next thing, you know? And so that was one thing. And then we also had Matt, you know, offer us that following week, like, you know, a brand photo shoot opportunity to go meet up in La Jolla and to go shoot for a Pilates studio, you know? And it's like, those are the type of opportunities that come about when you're in the room.
Right.
Now we're able to collaborate and we're able to go and make that collective change, like I was saying, like in our communities with each other, instead of just trying to hunt a freelancer off of Fiverr and you don't know who that person is,
right?
Wherever the case may be. You can build trust with one another and then go and generate some revenue opportunities or just greater relationships, right? We get a lot of, what I've noticed, a lot of people that have been moving into San Diego, at least the ones that have been finding us through social media like Threads and Instagram and the ads that I've been putting out. They're trying to find their community. They're trying to find their base. That's what I'm also hoping for with the Makers Network is like, hey, we're some pretty cool people. We got a pretty cool space.
Yeah. Come
through if you're looking to be a contributor to what we have going on.
Yeah. So where can they find tickets? We just put out a post, right? So on Instagram, if you go on to the MK Makers Network Instagram, you can see the Eventbrite, scan QR code, learn more about what we have to offer, what to expect, what to bring. You just bring yourself, really, and then show up.
Link will be in the show notes as well for that.
Something else that we have going on is the Brand in Demand workshop spearheaded by Christian. So go ahead and tell us more about that.
Yeah, so we have a new workshop we're bringing to the lab for people to learn about our scaling system, which is podcast-led system. Take your long form. How do you distribute that? How do you attribute that into different revenue growth? or building your community, building brand awareness, just generating overall demand for your business, how you can leverage your podcasts or your YouTube videos to build trust with your audience, identifying your audience, identifying who you're serving, what message is going to resonate with your audience, and and then how do you expose that? How do you gain leverage for it? How do you expand on what's working, what's not? How do you identify those things? All of those are going to be kind of key principles and takeaways in that workshop. And we're going to be kicking that off really soon. So make sure you go join the wait list. If you're interested.
Where's the wait list?
You can go to the mklab.co/workshop and join the wait list there, or a link will be in the show notes.
A couple of interesting topics. Some news that came out earlier this week was that Spotify has enabled AI-generated podcasts. This was an article by the Eastlay Voice. Users now can receive generated podcast episodes tailored specifically to their interests, habits, and listening behavior. Spotify's AI agents will analyze user data, analyzing their listening history, searched and favorite topics, saved and download content, and their listening patterns. So they're taking all of that and then compiling it into a AI-generated podcast that you are most likely to be interested in. That way you don't have to find a podcast, right? The thing is that this is AI generated. So those aren't real people that you're watching. It's just telling you everything that you want to hear. Major companies such as OpenAI, Anthropic, and XAI are developing similar generative audio systems. What changes in the podcast industry now that, does human connection even matter anymore?
Of course.
Right?
Yeah. That's really what we're fighting for, right? That you are in demand. Like, you are the intelligence. You are the agency. The biggest thing about the generative AI is that, like, yes, you can get knowledge. Like, information is commoditized, so you can grab knowledge anywhere, anytime, extremely easy. But what humans have leverage for is their agency, right? So, like, your personal connection, what is your experience, your lived experience? What are some of the things that you have gone through? AI isn't going to know that until you open it up to AI models for them to know about you, right? And so I think that it's going to require a deeper level of personalization and connection and personability to be able to get your audience to, like, desire you. Whereas generalized AI is just going to be feeding you, again, your interests, your behaviors, your habits that you're trying to grow accustomed to in terms of knowledge, right? But, like, they can't actually physically go and meet you. Meet and greet or live podcasting or whatever the case may be, those are going to be done away with, right? Because you don't really have any actual person to then go and meet, you know? And I think that the trend is going more towards live podcasting. It's going more towards experiential marketing, right? In-person events. Gen Z is loving to see IRL things. And so as we continue to press forward into this world of AI, we're going to start to see a lot more of these live experiences, in-person meetups that are just going to reign in popularity so that you can meet your favorite creators. You can go and hear from those people specifically, you know? When you have a video podcast, I think video podcasts are going to be the future of it all, because then people can see your actual expressions. And I think even to lean into that further is live video podcasts that don't have cuts, that don't have as much editing, that don't have all the flares, because then they can see your true authentic self. You know, are you slipping up? how are your communication skills, right? Are you just reading scripts, right? Because AI is so crazy now. Like I could throw this clip onto Descript, be looking completely at you, and then my eyes are directly on the camera.
Yeah.
Right. So it feels as if I'm actually looking at you. I don't do that. Right. I leave it how I'm looking at you instead of my eyes looking straight at the camera. Right. But those are the types of things that are going to differentiate yourself in building trust with your audience moving forward. You know, that's why we will eventually make a shift to our own live podcast.
Starting next week.
Shout
out Darius.
Yeah. Because it's that important to us that we hold up our end of integrity to build that trust and nurture that trust with our audience in this Merakairos ecosystem. And we're the first to go and do it with the tools and the resources that we have available to us. You know, not a lot of people will have that, but if you do, then come and join us at the mklab.co. Go and book a studio, and we'd be happy to be able to help you in growing your live podcast.
Speaking of flair
and speaking of lack of trust, you got to be aware of these podcast scams that are going around that are trying to impersonate some big names. Just this past week, Figure 4 Weekly published an article about Ric Flair targeted in fake Joe Rogan podcast booking scam. For those of you that don't know, Ric Flair was a professional wrestler, retired. He's 77 years old. Joe Rogan had addressed it and apologized publicly, but said there's nothing that he can do, and that these scammers are sending email invites to guests on behalf of their podcast team, but ask you for like your bank account or try to get you on a Zoom call or try to get you on an Instagram or Facebook Live and try to solicit like your information from you. And do you want to speak a little bit further into that?
This is actually insane how many scammers there are, because we know this firsthand. So one of our past clients, Mark Devine, I used to run his social account. So I would get all of these DMs. Hey, I just got an email from you, from your team. His name is Jeff Miller, Jeff Sussman, right? I just got an email from your podcast manager or podcast director, and they would send me screenshots. It's through email, it's through Instagram, through Facebook. They'll say something along the lines of, "Hey, my name is Jeff. Hey, my name is Jeff Sussman. I'm with the Mark Devine Show. We're doing a special on this, or we'd love to have you on our show. Let us know if you're interested." You know, and there is like a long message in it too and stuff, but something like that. Very easy, very lighthearted. Usually the people, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm being approached by the Mark Devine. Let me go check about like who he is. Oh, I love his message. Let me reply to this person." And they do, and they think that they're talking to a Jeff Sussman. I felt so distraught over the fact that there are people out there really scamming really good people out there. The victims would end up going on this Zoom live. And during that time, the producer of the show would give them a series of directions or information to do. So, okay, go ahead and click this. If you see this window, click this, and it's going to take you to this window through a series of instruction, leaving the victim very confused, right? They end up trapping themselves and handing over their account, you know, because they're just trying to be on the show, but they have to do all of these things first. Some people are fortunate to recognize that, saying, this feels a little weird. And then they will message Mark, "Hey, is this you?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, that's a scam. Do not engage. Report it if you can." And those were the more fortunate people, but there was quite a few who lost their accounts. And there is nothing you can do. Even when we post, "Hey, there's a scam going around," or "This is a fraudulent email," no matter how many times that I put that out, Facebook actually deleted it. I pinned post and it was gone because they have their own flagging system, right? So you see the word scam, flag. And so they would take down every post. So we couldn't get the information out long enough.
Yeah. And I actually just saw new social media manager make a post this morning from Mark's account about that exact situation, and they highlighted Jeff Miller and then another person to be aware of. I forget the name of that email, but they highlighted those on the caption, and it's wild, a whole year later, and like we're still battling that same issue with Mark specifically, but now it's even hitting even the greatest podcasts out right now, which is the Joe Rogan Experience, right? So even if they can get to Joe Rogan, right,
oh yeah,
like and people within his network, and someone as large as Ric Flair, like you're gonna be getting a lot of these smaller, people that are less fortunate than like someone like Ric Flair that are gonna be targeted, and they're gonna get hit with these scammers,
yeah.
And it's really unfortunate, but just got to be aware of it,
Yeah, something that I would always double check is that when you get approached by a big brand, is you always double check that email, right? So you look at the domain, right, and you go to that domain, or you double check, is this associated with the actual person, right? And if not, I don't even trust it. Don't click any links. Definitely, when you get an email, don't click a link, right? Just go ahead and do some research on that domain. If that person is associated or mentioned anywhere in there, you can email directly to the management. Usually someone in their management will address you. Never click that link. Do your research, and just stay safe online. Thank you guys for listening. That is the end of the show. Like and subscribe to this podcast on whatever listening platform that you are watching us on or listening to. So follow us on socials at the MK Lab and MK Makers Network. Join the Merakairos Brand in Demand Roadmap at merakairos.com/roadmap. Join the MK Makers Network event list for updates on future events, and all of this information will be listed in the show notes.
And that's all for this episode. So thank you for being a part of the MK ecosystem and for staying connected to what's happening inside the MK Lab and the MK Makers Network. I'm Christian.
I'm Steffany.
And this is the Merakairos Report. Keep creating, keep building, and keep showing up with purpose. And we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.